Hello everyone. Today I spoke to my cousin sister after ages, guys. And when we were talking, we actually started speaking about, about our childhood days, and then, about what's happening today. Just we were just having conversation, and while we were having conversation, um, so we started talking about God. Okay. While we were talking about God, she was sharing some of her experiences, and I obviously shared mine too. And she felt so good after hearing to my experience that she said that I must share it with you guys on Facebook. I'd love to share that, and in fact, I've also written about it on Facebook. If you go to my Facebook page, which is Krishna is Real, you will get to read my experiences also. Although I have had about 7 to 8 experiences so far in my entire life, but I have only managed to write two of them. I will be starting writing soon, but let me just tell you my first experience with Krishna. But before that, let me tell you a little bit about my childhood days so you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so my mother, who was apparently a very, very big believer in Mata, namely Sheravali Mata, and she very much is still a believer in Sheravali Mata. So I grew up seeing my mother going to temples, praying to God at home, and just having those jagrans, and having all those festivals where Navratra would be a very, very big thing at my house. So I've seen her doing all of that. So obviously, because I've seen her doing that, so I also started doing what she was doing. And so I started going to temples, and then I started keeping all the Navratra fast. I remember, in spite of having the worst voice when it comes to singing, I would still sing in the mandars. Okay, and trust me, I had a very, very bad voice when I sing. But anyway, as time went by, as I started growing older, I would question, like I would pray, in front of Mata and tell Mata that, if you are real, why is it that I can't even talk to you? Or if I talk to you, why is it I can't hear you? I can't feel you, and I want my faith to go stronger. And for that, I need you to show me whether you exist, or even at all, that God exists. Now, these were questions that I used to ask when I was young, okay, like a lot younger. I'm talking about maybe especially in my early teens. So until 12, 13, I was copying my mom. But once I started growing older, I think 14 or 15, then my questions, I started asking more questions. But so what happened was, every time I would talk to Sheravali Mata in my prayers or in my arti time, I didn't really get any answer. Having said that, respecting my mom, I continued, praying, and most of the time it was only to make her happy. But so one day, what happened was, this happened in early 90s when my grandmother passed away. And when my grandmother passed away, which is my dad's mom, I was of course close to all my grandparents, my mom's side and my dad's side. I tremendously loved them very much because they were extremely full of love, and they only knew how to give us love and more love. And they also taught that to us. So I was very blessed and very fortunate that all my grandparents, started, leaving their body when I was old. I wasn't very, very young, so I'm very grateful to God for that. But so what happened was, this happened to me when my grandmother passed away. So when she passed away, I was really shattered because my grandmother, my dad's mom, meant the whole world to me, and her passing away was a very, very big shock to me. So I remember sleeping in the night, crying and crying and just, asking her, why did she leave me? Just like how we all question when somebody dear to you passes away, And so I kept doing that very quite, often, especially in the first 6 to 8 months, it was very, very intense. So I don't remember what month it was exactly, but there was a certain night when I slept, and um, while I was sleeping, I actually felt that somebody was, kind of, putting their hand on my head and, caressing my head and just loving it like that, and giving me that kind of, protection and love, and all that. And it was so, so, so real that I was so, you know, in that moment and experiencing that feeling that I opened my eyes. And when I opened my eyes, suddenly I saw this Sherawali Mata entire, the murti that we see, that we have at home or we see in movies. The entire statue of Sherawali Mata was right on top of my head, and I was like this. So I saw her on top of my head, and I'm like, oh my god, it's you, and I was wide awake. I said, oh my god, it's you. After so long you've come to me, and it was so, so, so real. But what happened was, the moment that I started talking to her, suddenly I saw her just going away like this. So it was like she was there, very, very big to me, and slowly, 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 slowly she went like this. And it was like towards the end, I saw her as the jot, and she vanished. Now, the next day, I spoke to my mom about this. I told my mom, this is my experience and I've had. So I'm not sure what my mom, told me on that day, but I think she told me something like this. I don't remember what exactly she told me, but she knows about this, and I've told her about this already. And I remember telling her that I saw this thing, and I think she told me that I think you're missing your grandmother too much, and because of that, maybe Mata is indicating. Now that's her belief, right? That Mata is indicating to you that she has been taken care of by her, and she's in the lotus feet of Mata, and Mata is telling me that I am with you. So don't fear, my child. And that's what my mom told me, and I was at that point of time, I felt very nice, like, after all these years, like asking Mata that, show me something about your existence. So after that, I never experienced her in that way again. But having said that, I didn't give up. So every time I would go to Mata's temples and keep those fasts, I would still always keep asking, longing for God, longing for God. And I remember all these years, I've always wanted to have not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 brothers. Okay, I don't know why that number 5 is there, and I don't know why only brothers, but truly, I only wanted to have brothers. And unfortunately, I don't have a brother and a sister. So then what happened was, I had got married in year 1998, and so I think it was the first 200, the first very 2002 or something, that year 2002 or 2003. It was the beginning of the early 2000. Okay, that's what I am sure about. So I would keep all those fast. I continued doing all that. Yes, and also I used to go to Chinmaya ashram, listening to Mala Didi, and I absolutely loved whatever she would speak, and I would listen with full heart, and we would all participate in her questions and answers. And she's such a beautiful teacher. She's from Chinmaya Ashram, Mala Didi, and she's just a beautiful person. So I used to listen to her, every Fridays, and come back home, and this was routine for me for a few years. And then when I used to listen to Mala Didi, that then it came to a point where I'm like, now Krishna, many times, I kid you not, and I say it with a lot of humility, so many times Mala Didi would tell us something, and I knew what she's going to say next. And I'm not kidding you, I just knew what she's going to say next. So I felt like maybe I need to I just maybe need to, maybe I need to search deeper, maybe I already know what Didi is telling me, and I started searching a lot deeper, and my longing towards God and, the existence became even more and more and more like intense. So what happened was, yeah, like I said, in early 2000s, I basically, both my children, they were very young, and I think that I'm not sure whether they had gone to school or they were staying with my mom, because they were very young. It could be they went to school or mom. I'm not quite sure about that. But anyway, I remember that day, I got up around 7:30 in the morning, and I think my kids had gone to kindergarten, early years of school or play school, yeah, like maybe even a play school, yeah. And after that, what happened was, I took a nap. Okay, and that time my mother-in-law was not with me, she had gone to India, and my two brother-in-laws also were not with me. I think they were also in India. The only person was my husband and my helper and my kids. And my kids, like I said, had gone to school or they had gone to my mom's house. I don't really remember that. Anyway, so then what happened was, my husband went to work and I went back to sleep, taking a nap. Now, this is where it really started when I say Krishna is real. You got to listen to this very carefully, what I'm saying. So I was sleeping in the afternoon early, like 10, about 8:39 or 10, I went to sleep when my husband left for work. So I went to sleep, and while I was sleeping, now this is a dream. This started with a dream. So I was down on my ground floor in my building where I was living there in Chatham Road. In Chatham Road, and I was down my building. In my dream, I was down my building, and I saw my helper who used to work with me in the past. So I waved at her. I said, "Hey, hi, how are you?" I just tried to start a conversation with her, and she looked at me and gave me this very weird look, and she started running, like, walking away from me as though she didn't want to talk to me. So I was like, wait a minute, why is she behaving like this, And surprisingly, when you be nice to somebody, and when somebody behaves like that with you, I think it's very naturally human tendency that we tend to think, what happened, let me just ask her, did I make any mistake, or has she done something wrong? I just wanted to get closure. So I started following her, and I'm calling, hey, listen, where are you going? Wait, is everything okay? What did I do? I didn't leave her. Like, I was like, no, I have to find out why she's behaving like this, So I basically kept following her. Now, Chatham Road building, and there was the building that she entered. Okay, she entered a building, and I also entered the same building where she entered. Now, before she went in the lift. Now, before I could catch her with the lift, the door opened. The door closed. So when the door closed, then what happened was, I saw that there was nobody in the lift with her, but the door closed. So I went to the watchman, and I saw in the watchman's little TV that they have, and in my dream I saw that TV could tell you what floor the person has gone. And so I waited and I checked, on what floor she's gone. And I saw that she pressed the sixth floor. So I was like, okay, what does she think she is? Like all your thoughts come in your mind. She thinks she's smart, or let me also go, I'll follow her. So I did that. I went on the sixth floor. I went on the sixth floor. In my dream, the left door, it was complete, like it had a gate, which means there's nobody living there. In my dream, there's nobody living there. So obviously she's gone on the on the door on the right side. So I didn't have to press the bell because the door was already open. So I went inside the door and I saw all those statues of of Krishna's pastimes, and Radha Krishna, and I saw this huge statue, but I don't know in my dream who it was. And I saw the colors and everything was so clear, and immediately what happened was I got up. Okay, I got up. I was so excited, and when I got up, I actually called my helper. Now this was at around 12:30 I got up. So I called my helper and I told my helper that I have seen this dream, and I was really excited about the whole dream. So I told her the entire dream, and I could see her face, like she was so listening to me, and at the same time I could see her face, like like what's going on, like you don't even know this. Like I was like, okay, so I was like, why are you looking at me like that, so she told me that, are you sure, Didi, that whatever you saw in your dream, do you realize what you've seen? So I told her, no, it's a dream, and I'm really excited because I saw Krishna. I kind of like all this. When we see God, you get excited, right? You've been hearing to stories like that, and then you've been seeing all these times, so you get excited. So I got excited. I said, no, I mean, I just telling you my dream, right? So she immediately told me that, Didi, I am so sure that you have seen ISKCON in your dream. And I kid you not, that time I really didn't know what ISKCON was. I'm sorry, I really didn't know what ISKCON was. So because I only used to go to Hindu temple, the Kowloon and Hong Kong side one, and I only used to go to Gurdwara, and I used to go to Chinmaya Ashram, like I said, and once or twice, and I've been to Deoram temple many times as a kid, and I've gone to Anandpur 3-4 times. So these are the 6 temples that I've gone to ever since I was a child. And then what happened was, so I told her, oh my God, are you serious? She's like, yeah, Didi, it is just like 2 blocks away from my house, like two crossings away from the house. Now I was very excited. I was like, wow, let me go and check. My entire body was shivering, and then suddenly a thought came in my mind that maybe after all these years, Sherawali Mata used to ask her a question when I was a child until my early teens. So I think, maybe God is kind of showing me something. So I got really excited and I was about to leave. So she told me that, Didi, you can't go now because she said you can't go now because the temple closes between 12 to 4. The ISKCON closes between 12 to 4. So I was like, my God, now it's 12:30. That means 4 o'clock. I said, okay, I'll go at 4 o'clock. So then I got busy, with housework, talking to my mom, and whatever work that needs to be done. But I kid you not, that 12 to 4 o'clock, actually no, I didn't go 4 o'clock. I had to leave at 6. I left the house at 6:25. I remember that so well. I left the house at 6:25 because after 4 o'clock my kids came home. They came home, and then I got busy with them, and things like that. And that day my mom also had come. So I told my mom that, mommy, you just take care, and I'll just come back soon. Let me just go and, quickly check something. I didn't tell anything. I said, because when she came, I think she came around 5:36 or something like that. So when she came, I immediately, tied my shoes and, just went at 6:30. Now, when I reached to the building, I kid you not, I saw the exact same identical setup of the building. of the watchman, of the TV, except that this TV in reality doesn't show you the floor, but in my dream it showed you the floor. Never mind. So I basically went to sixth floor. I pressed the sixth floor. I went. The moment I went in the building, I saw my left side. There was a proper door, so there was no gate and all that. Like, it wasn't like in my dream. But anyway, I saw that there was a door. But on my right side, the door was open. Even in my dream, the door was open. So I walked around 6:30, 6:35. I think I was there on around that time. So I walked in and everybody was saying Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. All those bhajans were going on, and all the mantras were going on. It was so beautiful. The moment I entered, I saw the entire same colors, same pictures, same, like I even saw Radha Krishna. I saw that big statue, and everything was same, ditto same. Now I was standing there speechless, shivering, and on that day I really came to know what is low blood pressure. I actually fell on my knees and I was crying buckets of water, because I realized that what is just happening. I mean, I've actually seen exactly the same thing in my dream. Anyway, so I was waiting there, and then the Aarti was going on, and I was just not talking to anyone. I was just crying on my feet, on my knees, just, just understanding what just happened. And once the Aarti finished, so there was this Chinese sister. There are two sisters there. And one of them came up to me first. The second one came later. But one of them comes to me and she just patted me like that. And she says, is everything okay? Why are you crying like that? I hope it's out of love for Krishna, or is everything okay? So I told her that, Didi, yes, everything is okay. And she said, I've never seen you here. Like, this is the first time I'm seeing you here. So I told her that, Didi, no, this is the second time I've come. And in fact, I was just here a few hours ago. Only that was my dream and this is reality. And she looked at me in my eyes and she had this beautiful radiating smile, that Didi, that I can never forget till today. And she said, come my child, let me tell you what happened. So I told her the entire dream first, like entire dream. I told her, whatever happened to me. And after my dream completed, she took me back to the where all the pictures and all those statues are kept, and she took me to every picture. She said, these are all pastime pictures that you saw. And she said that you did not see Radha Krishna, but what you saw was Rama and Krishna, because I didn't know who Rama was actually all these years until I went to ISKCON. For me it was always Radha Krishna. So she said, no, you saw Rama and Krishna in your dream, and then this huge statue. Oh my God, I kid you not, that huge statue was exactly the statue that I saw in my dream. And that statue was Guru Prabhupada. He is a founder of ISKCON. So I saw him in my dream. I tell you something. After that day onwards, the entire episode of my dream that turned into reality. And then after that, she basically went to the Krishna, that Krishna Murti, and she took out the garland and she just put it on me. I think they just want to do it because they want you to feel special, that's everybody likes to do that, right? So what happened was, after that, I just couldn't stop crying because I was so excited. So what I'm trying to say is that Krishna is for real. Okay? There is a creator. There is somebody superior than us. There is somebody who is, taking care of us every moment. There is somebody there. Okay? And after that, every moment of my life, every moment of my spiritual journey, only was I know Krishna is real. And after that, so many experiences of mine, started happening to me. So this is my first experience. I've got many other experiences. I will share them whenever I feel like, or when I want to. But this is what I'd like to share. So this is for those of you who believe that God is not there. Think again. And for those of you who believe God is there, keep up that faith, because truly He's there. Take care, guys, and thank you for listening. Bye bye.